All right, we'll get started here with Coach. Coach, first of all, congrats on the win. Just your initial thoughts on the match.
Well, first, I would like to recognize the effort of the players today for that incredible first half that we had, uh, and the tactical discipline that they kept in the second half when we needed, and our energy to push and press start getting lower. Uh, for the simple reason that we played 2 days ago and we bet hard in the last game in the cup. And so all of that let us feel so proud about the effort, the performance, and beating a good rival as well. Because Portland, I consider that there's a very good team and a very good team that take one shot in our goal, and that means a lot for us. So great 3 points, and we ready to move on because we have another game in the middle of the week. But today is not that we needed to win, but we needed to have that performance that the players had in the first half.
Austin?
Oscar, just kind of a tale of two halves where it felt like you had a lot of possession, a lot of chances in that first half. Second half, ceded a lot of possession to Portland, who were pushing for that equalizer. Just how proud are you, or just kind of can you expound on just the way the game kind of flowed within playing a lot more offensively in that first half versus the defensive shell that you had in the second?
Right. I may not exaggerate and say that this is one of the uh, best performances in the first half that we have had, and it's true that the second half it was not similar. We start losing territory. Portland had the ball and not the opportunities, but they had the ball and the initiative. We couldn't get out from there. It was hard to keep the ball longer. It was hard for us to find our connections that we found in the first half. It was hard to retain the ball, especially in the last 10, 15 minutes. Um, our sequence were shorter, but again, the way the team defend was super and let us have that feeling of solidness that we need when these scenarios happen or these games come or performances from the other team. So again, I'm proud. The boys deserve all the credit. You can believe the last 2 days bouncing back from that cup game and how they bounce back and support each other, and it was great night today.
Michael Citro?
Oscar, congrats on the win. A lot of times when guys come back from injuries, you're careful with them. Maybe play them 20 minutes at the end of the game, half a game, whatever. Edward goes out there and plays the whole game and rewards you with an assist. What does his return mean for Orlando City?
Um, Edward has a special characteristic that we can use any game is his connection, the way he connects us all in the pitch. So the sequence is very clean. I was um, I was doubtful too about how much he can last, but Cesar hasn't. Excuse me. Atuesta hasn't stopped training, so hasn't competed much, but he has been training. So I think what the coaches has done with him on keep his level of fitness, knowing that not playing is not a good thing. But I was not too worried about it. He has experience, and again, Michael, he is a player who's fit and technical, and the way he sees it, the way he sees the game, it's for us is great.
Mike Gramajo?
Profe, I wanted to ask you, this is the sixth game you guys play this month. Just wanted to get your perspective on how the team has kind of been able to kind of handle that workload um, and getting these results at the same time. And obviously, with two more games left
Mhm.
to before we end the month of May, uh, how are you planning to approach, I guess, the recovery with the players to, I guess, get the most out of them to
Mhm.
finish the month with more results?
Right. Yeah. Um, the game we played, the cup game, it just we spent some important energy there, but we knew it, and as you know, as we wanted to advance. It's not like I would take it lightly. So after the game, I felt like I I I could have done better on rotating some other players, and I was fearful of having today that necessity of that energy with some. But also something that is happening. But Duncan was fresh, Luis was fresh, Ivan was fresh. We got an important rotation there. Atuesta was fresh. Um, and so having four players that we could rotate, it meant a lot. What happened is that our defenders and some other players are pushing a lot, but they prepare. I think it's a kudos as well for our coaches that they're preparing them very well, and we have a commitment internally. The boys had this commitment. They want to close this May and the top of the league, and seems like they can do that. So we'll see.
Luis Pineda.
Profe, ¿qué tal? Buenas noches. Quería preguntarle, Orlando hoy empató el récord de 12 partidos sin perder, una victoria contra un equipo muy defensivo como Portland, pero también cómo usted está visionando estas oportunidades que en ataque se le ha dado a Orlando, muchas, como unas 5 o 6 en cada mitad, para poderlas convertir con este horario cargado que tiene de
Sí.
partidos. Muchísimas gracias.
Bueno, yo creo que la frescura que podamos tener en los partidos es muy importante porque tener energía a los jugadores, sobre todo los jugadores adelante. Si estás fresco, tenés más claridad en las definiciones. Hoy creamos muchas situaciones de gol. Eh, yo acusaría a un esfuerzo tan fuerte que están haciendo que a veces perdimos un poquito esa claridad, pero bueno, ganamos 1-0 enfrente de nuestros hinchas ante un rival muy fuerte y los muchachos mostraron un carácter importante. Ahora nos prepararemos para Atlanta.
We'll go to Luis Mino.
Oscar, ¿cómo te va?
Hola,
Buenas
Luis.
noches.
Buenas.
¿Cómo estás?
Bien, bien, gracias.
Me alegro. ¿Contento con el rendimiento del equipo durante todo el torneo en cuanto a que ya casi ni derrotas tienen? ¿Te das cuenta que el equipo cada vez funciona mejor?
Sí, además, Luis, porque lo que yo vi en el primer tiempo hoy fue muy bueno. Lo que pasa es que el segundo tiempo nos hundimos mucho y la pelota no la tuvo Portland. Entonces nos dejó la sensación de que no tuvimos la consistencia del juego que exhibimos en el primer tiempo. Pero yo lo que vi hoy del equipo me deja muy optimista. Además porque nos supimos defender. Portland nos tiró una vez al arco. Una. Eso es superlativo. Eso es un métrico muy fuerte. Nos deja contentos. Hay que mejorar muchas cosas, es cierto, pero vamos muy bien. Bueno.
We'll go to Michael Citro.
Oscar, Edward talked about how the team had to suffer in the second half, and mentioned maybe there were some things they could have done to take the pressure off for a little bit and get some rest. What did you see from your team in the second half, and what did you see from Portland that was allowing them to stay in the attacking half?
Right. Uh, in the first 15 minutes of the second half, we have the opportunity to manage the game and keep the same um, keep the same mode that we had from the first half. I said to the boys, we need to keep it. We need to be patient and let's see if we can last longer with this effort that we're doing in the first half. I knew, Michael, I knew that it was too much to ask them because they played 2 days and a half ago, and especially our defenders. Our midfielder is returning from a month, and that happened. We started just lowering our connection, and we start losing the ball too often. And Portland believe in the game and what we decide. Not just the player, but me too. From the bench, I say, well, we're going to defend. We try with Martin and Ramiro to see if we can come out from that zone that we were not comfortable, but we couldn't do it. Not because them, but because Portland didn't allow us to do it, and they're a good team too. They are. But again, I was telling Luis that they took one shot, and that's a great metric for a team that wants to compete and be protagonists in the league.
Ronnie?
Profe Oscar, buenas noches. Ronnie Herrera para Citylenial Internacional. Profe, primero felicitarlo. Una excelente victoria el día de hoy después de una dura derrota entre semana. Y segundo, preguntarle sobre el partido, esa tercera zona, la última zona. Como usted bien lo acaba de decir, tuvieron bastantes oportunidades de gol. Quisiera saber si de pronto es la toma de decisión y si es así, ¿cómo la está trabajando?
Bueno, es verdad que tuvimos mucho volumen y muchas frecuencias y tuvimos muchas opciones de gol, especialmente en el primer tiempo. El segundo no. En el segundo tuvimos algunas opciones para contragolpear, pero la elaboración del primer tiempo fue muy buena y las opciones fueron muy claras. Como en la parte del técnico, uno generalmente habla de esa toma de decisiones, pero pasa, ¿no? Pasa. Tenemos un equipo que está haciendo muchos goles, venimos de marcar no sé cuántos goles en los últimos 4 partidos. Hoy nos toca irnos con uno, pero ganamos. Estoy tranquilo porque realmente el periodo que hemos tenido de conversión de goles es muy alto. Entonces, a veces no se puede marcar 3 o 4 y hoy marcamos uno y ganamos. Es muy, muy contento.
All right, Austin, last question.
Oscar, today's win marks now 12 unbeaten in MLS regular season play, tying your record from your first year back in 2020. Just what from your perspective of, this team hasn't lost a league game since March 8th. What have you kind of attributed this run to, and just how tough of a run it's been to be able to get 12 straight unbeaten?
Apart from the talent and the capacity that our players have to have these performances and win games and keep our team in that mode, is that they trust us. I think that's a big reason. The tactical discipline that we have had in the last 2-3 games has been first class. And when you sense that the team believes on the idea and you see it, then you have a big chance to win games. But you have to have that quality of the players and also that mentality that they are developing within. You guys follow them and you see that this group, they love each other, and I have the fortune to coach them, and we will keep pushing.